So with all these rumors about the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 15, basically the successor to the iPhone 14, I've been kind of thinking to myself, well, what if Apple doesn't actually make an iPhone 15 like a direct successor to the iPhone 14? What if they make a sidestep in a way, very, very similar to the iPhone XS and the iPhone 6s? Well, what would happen if Apple were to make an iPhone 14s for these iPhones? Now, I personally don't think Apple is ever going to go back to the S moniker unless they're doing an SE, because it's just, from a branding perspective, it just kind of hurts sales, and it's never really been the best thing Apple could do. I mean, notoriously, anytime they've made an S lineup of a phone, it's never really sold too well. I mean, the 4S, the 5S didn't sell that bad. The iPhone 6S didn't sell too well. The iPhone XS didn't sell too well. But there were some iPhones around there that, kind of brought the most to the table. I mean, I would argue that some of the S iPhones brought a lot more to the table than their previous, standard lineup. I mean, the 6S brought a lot to the table. The XS also is still a very capable phone. But if Apple were to make an iPhone 14s, what does that actually look like? Now, personally for me, again, I'm not really too sure what Apple would do in this specific situation. I mean, they would keep the same exterior. So, if that were to end up happening, the 14 Pro, the 14 Pro Max, the 15, the 14 and 14 Plus would all pretty much kind of have the same thing going for it. So there wouldn't really be like that big of a difference from that perspective. I think Apple could do some other things outside of that, but the exterior would be pretty much the same thing. The only other thing I could think of that they would possibly change is the interior. Just like with every other S lineup, pretty much they keep the exterior the same, but they change up the inside. Now, the chipsets would definitely move around a little bit. So the iPhone 15 would have that Apple A16 chip inside of it, but then the 15 Pro would end up having that A17 chip. So that's exactly how I think the lineup would be in the 15 numbers. But if it's the 14S, then it would be the 14S getting the A16 and the 14S Pro pretty much getting that A17 chip. So it's just a changing of the name, in my opinion. But because they're keeping the same exterior, they're not really changing anything there. My first instinct would be that this would be an S upgrade. They may increase the RAM. They may go through and change up some other things there, here and there, maybe improve battery life a little bit. But if you look at the 13 to the 12, or the 12 to the 13, there also wasn't like a massive difference there. They kept it kind of the same thing on the outside, but they did decrease the notch a little bit. They kind of brought that side angle camera, so that kind of makes sense. But between a 14 and a 15, I'm not really too sure what they could do on the outside to make this like a full number upgrade. They would kind of have to, bring some interesting stuff, and I don't really think Apple is in a position right now for these iPhones where they want to go ahead and like bring in a bunch of features and all that. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.